Good evening and welcome to the fastest half hour on the cryptid world, This Week in Bigfoot, the news show that scours the internet and the Bigfoot community to bring you the people, places, and stories making headlines around the Bigfoot world. Then we take it and wrap it up in a nice, neat 30-minute package. If it has to do with Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and Wildman, you know we got you covered. Here's what we got in store for this week. A new discovery in human evolution comes out of eastern China. This one has us all asking the question, how much do we really know about our ancestors? Mike Lucci's got a brand new Bigfoot sighting video for us. This one's out of the Bluegrass state. Snowwalker delivers a brand new 2 minutes with, and the Bigfoot community is left brokenhearted one more time, the fourth time in 5 weeks. These stories and a whole lot more, so grab a drink and strap yourself in, because we're going to do it, and we're going to do it real fast. Let's go.
911, what are you reporting?
He's walking upright like a man.
With someone or something crawling around out here.
But he went back up the mountain.
Get somebody out there.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a bitch is about 6'9", I don't know. He's all black and big. He is big.
Have you ever wondered how we as humans came into existence? What if our understanding of human evolution is not as complete as we had thought? We lead off this week with a groundbreaking discovery in human evolution coming out of eastern China, one that sparked new possibilities right here in North America. In the shadows of East China, a group of paleontologists stumbled upon something extraordinary at the Hulongdong site, a treasure trove of history dating back some 300,000 years. The discovery included fossilized jaw bones as well as partial skull and leg bones, all of which immediately captured the attention of researchers from the Chinese Academy of Sciences, Xiangzhaotong University, the University of York, the University of Chinese Academy of Sciences, and the National Research Center of Human Evolution. The jawbone in particular held unique features that defied categorization with known hominids from Eastern Asia. With its triangular lower edge and distinctive bend, it became clear that this was no ordinary fossil. The strange blend of traits spanning across different time periods and species pointed towards a hybrid individual, perhaps a mix of modern human and ancient hominid. Digging deeper, figuratively, the researchers analyzed the skull, which appeared to have come from the Middle Pleistocene era. Surprisingly enough, the bones in the face bore a closer resemblance to modern humans than the jawbone did. This stark contrast between the two elements deepened the mystery and raised the possibility of a third lineage, one that could be neither Denisovan nor Homo erectus, but possibly closer to Homo sapien. The researchers embarked on a rigorous process of morphological and geometric assessments, looking to unlock the secrets held within these ancient remains. The jawbone's unique features, resembling that of both modern humans and late Pleistocene hominids, hinted at a hybridization event that took place hundreds of thousands of years ago. This discovery challenges the conventional notion that modern human traits emerged much later, and suggests that they may have appeared as far back as 300,000 years. And the revelation of a possible hybrid species, neither Denisovan nor Homo erectus, but a blending characteristics of both, has profound implications on our understanding of human evolution. It opens the door to the idea that our evolutionary journey may be far more complex than previously thought, with multiple branches and offshoots that intertwine in unexpected ways. With this groundbreaking discovery in East China, the scientific community is now inspired to explore similar possibilities in other parts of the world, including right here in North America. The vast and unexplored wilderness of the continent offers ample opportunities for discovering new clues about our ancient past. Imagine the excitement of paleontologists and researchers stumbling upon fossilized remains in the forests of North America that challenge our current understanding of human evolution. Could these fossils represent a new species, a missing link that connects us to ancient hominids? The prospects of finding evidence of a creature like Bigfoot suddenly seem more plausible. The recent discovery in East China has provided us with a stark reminder that our journey of self-discovery and understanding is far from over. Human evolution is a complex web of interactions, adaptations, and transformations, and every new fossil on Earth brings us one step closer to unlocking the secrets of our past. So let's all embrace the mysteries that lie ahead, continue our pursuit of knowledge, and look to the day we illuminate the remaining shadows in the tapestry of human evolution.
Skeptics make up a large chunk of this community. Their arguments against Bigfoot's existence are great for facilitating lively and insightful debate, but it doesn't always end up that way. Especially in the online era, Bigfoot skeptics take on different personalities, stances, and degrees of engagement in this community. We'll go through 4 main types of skeptics we devised and how they might present themselves.
like I'm just.
We'll start with the plain skeptic, which is your typical everyday one.
It's so emblematic.
They don't believe in Bigfoot for reasons XYZ, and usually leave it at that, mainly because they're simply not interested in discussing the subject.
On some level, you have people.
They rarely, if ever at all, engage in any aspects of the Bigfoot community, and in most cases, probably don't even think much about the topic on their own. I call this next category the curious skeptic. Despite clarifying they ultimately don't believe in Sasquatch, your curious skeptic is still interested in the topic. Most will probably indulge on a more casual basis, while a few extra motivated ones might even attend an expedition or two. Curious skeptics are largely intrigued by learning more about the subject's history, people's beliefs, and their stories, more so to see what specifically about this phenomena captivates so many people. Hopeful skeptics reiterate they currently don't believe in Bigfoot, but are definitely open to the possibility of its existence. These are your quintessential show me the proof, or I gotta see it to believe it type.
It's like,
They'll engage in the Bigfoot community on a fairly consistent basis and are usually willing to review any presentable evidence, like photos, videos, stories, or scientific studies. This class of non-believers still pursue the truth with hopes or openness that their skepticism can ultimately be disproven. Sadly, your bitter skeptics are the ones that most people think of when it comes to describing non-believers. They vehemently deny Bigfoot's existence and want everyone to know it.
New England, I believe it was.
They are very hostile and disparaging towards believers, or even people who just think that their existence is possible.
Very strong.
Many won't even entertain any rebuttal arguments and will often present their stances as fact instead of opinion. Bitter skeptics who engage in the Bigfoot community mainly aim to profess their avid disbelief in Bigfoot while trying to make you feel angry and stupid for thinking differently. If you're a skeptic, tell us which type you think best defines you, and if our classifications are on point, way off, or need some tweaking. Regardless of where you stand, it's always good to be reminded that the Bigfoot community is a big tent with a diverse variety of viewpoints. Especially since most of the subject matter is purely speculative, we should still be aware of all the unique viewpoints on Bigfoot and keep an open mind to any critical feedback or questioning on what you believe.
Today's episode of This Week in Bigfoot is sponsored by Got Knockers Apparel and Clothing. From hoodies and caps to soaps, keychains, and bats, Got Knockers has everything you need to show your love of Bigfoot. For more information and to shop their items, be sure to visit the Got Knockers page on Facebook at facebook.com/Got Knockers. Hey, Got Knockers? In a segment of our show that's becoming unfortunately all too frequent, the Bigfoot community was forced to say goodbye yet again to another one of its own. Scott Carpenter, a cherished and valued member of the Bigfoot community for the past 14 years, passed away unexpectedly on Friday, August 4th due to a brain aneurysm. His untimely departure has left a void in the hearts of his colleagues in the wider community as they remember his passion, dedication, and significant contributions to the field of Bigfoot research. Born on August 28, 1963, Carpenter was a prominent figure in the world of Bigfoot research, known for his extensive work and dedication to the subject. He authored several books on the subject, including the acclaimed Truth Denied, the Sasquatch DNA Study, and the Bigfoot Field Journal Volumes 1 and 2. Additionally, his blogs, such as The Dogman, Monsters Are Real, and The Nephilim Among Us, served as a valuable resource to those interested in cryptids and the stranger side of the unknown.
Back to that story that had a lot of people talking in the newsroom today of the video purportedly of Bigfoot. New video there. Dr. Melba Ketchum is a believer. She's also the director of the Sasquatch DNA Project.
His pursuit of knowledge in the Bigfoot phenomenon led him to participate in Melba Ketchum's first failed Sasquatch genome study, where his contributions included providing hair and saliva samples, 11 of which were used for the study. His findings also were able to reach a wider audience by television appearances on Finding Bigfoot and Survivor Man. Beyond his passion for Bigfoot, Carpenter was a systems administrator for a software development firm in Knoxville, Tennessee, where he was able to take advantage of his skills in computer science. He was a deeply rooted member of the North American Bigfoot Search Group as well, often collaborating with fellow enthusiasts and researchers to further their understanding of the elusive creature. Scott's passing has been met with an outpouring of grief and tributes from friends, colleagues, and fans on social media platforms all over the place. David Paulides had this to say about his good friend Scott.
Bar none, one of the nicest men you'll ever meet. Highly religious. And he had 2 kids, Miranda and Travis. And Travis had 2 kids. And Scott loved his grandkids like you would not believe.
His family has requested privacy during this difficult time, and further details about his memorial services and ways to honor his memory will be shared with friends, colleagues, and well-wishers at a later date. We completely understand. As the Bigfoot community mourns the loss of Scott Carpenter, we take solace in knowing that his passion, dedication, and contributions to the field will be cherished and remembered for a very long time. His legacy will continue to inspire future generations of cryptid researchers, ensuring that his quest for the truth lives on. We here at the show would like to send our heartfelt condolences to Scott's family and friends. Losing a loved one is never easy, but when it comes at such an early age and so unexpectedly, it can be a living nightmare. We'd also like to take this opportunity to remind you all to cherish the ones that you love today and tell them how much they mean to you, because you never know what tomorrow will bring. So rest easy, Scott Carpenter. Take care.
We previously touched on the influence that Bigfoot and other cryptids have on pop culture, so I'm sure you won't be surprised to hear that Bigfoot and many other cryptids have been just as influential in professional sports. Cryptids like Bigfoot have inspired team names, logos, nicknames, and mascots. Some pro athletes that a few of you may recognize have even gone on record saying they believe in Bigfoot and other high strangeness phenomena. While no North American pro sports teams are named directly after Bigfoot, there are quite a few with names inspired by other cryptids. In the NHL, for example, you have my New Jersey Devils, named after the Pine Barrens Jersey Devil, along with the Seattle Kraken, which should be quite obvious. The American Hockey League, the minor league affiliate of the NHL, has the Cleveland Monsters, which derives from Bessie, Lake Erie's equivalent to Nessie. MMA fighter Antonio Silva is nicknamed Bigfoot, reportedly due to his size 15 shoe. The NBA G League used to have the New Mexico Thunderbirds. And in case I forgot to mention it earlier, there's also my New Jersey Devils of the NHL. We see more examples of Bigfoot's influence in pro sport mascots. Present examples include Douglas Fir of the NBA's Portland Trail Blazers, while minor league baseball's Arkansas Naturals has Strike the Sasquatch. And I guess it's worth noting that the NHL's Philadelphia Flyers have this. Some former Bigfoot-related mascots include one simply known as Squatch of the NBA's Seattle Supersonics, who have since relocated. The NHL's Colorado Avalanche used to have a Yeti-like mascot called Howler, and around the same time used to brandish a Sasquatch print on the sides of their jerseys. Some current and former MLB players have confirmed their belief in Sasquatch, like relief pitcher Anthony Swarzak and former second baseman Dustin Pedroia, while retired outfielder Jose Kinesco even holds Bigfoot and UFO excursions. Our friends the Squatch Watchers brought NFLers D'Angelo Williams and Gary Barnidge out in the field with them, while Tampa Bay Bucks quarterback Baker Mayfield has stated he believes in both Bigfoot and UFOs. Now, granted, this phenomenon is definitely a niche topic. Pro sports contains several examples of its profound influence across all types of modern-day pop culture channels. So, regardless if you're someone who's big into sports, I'm sure one thing we can all agree on is that Bigfoot would make one hell of a defenseman or one hell of a linebacker.
Are you ready to uncover the mysteries of Bigfoot? Join us for Squatchcon Idaho 2023. This year, we're bringing the magic directly to your screen or join us in person. Witness the world premiere of the enhanced Paul Freeman Bigfoot footage. Doug Hychek discovered a secret within this enhanced video you'll have to see to believe. Hear from an all-star panel of Bigfoot experts like Dr. Jeffrey Meldrum, Cliff Barackman, Brian King Sharp, and Michael Freeman. Get exclusive online bonuses such as Bigfoot-themed wallpapers, a Bigfoot coloring book, an interactive Bigfoot quiz, Squatch Nut Field Guide, get a copy of the Freeman Bigfoot Files ebook, and more. Whether you attend in person or watch it live online, you'll be part of an unforgettable experience. Don't miss out on this unique opportunity. Secure your spot today. Squatchcon Idaho 2023. Step into the unknown.
We are now halfway through the episode, and you should all know the drill by now. This is the part of the show where we give content creator Michael Merchant, aka Snowwalker Prime, screen time to speak his mind and get whatever bothering him off his chest. Yup, you guessed it. This is 2 Minutes With.
Echo Station 3PA. Spotted Imperial Walker. Imperial Walker. Echo Station 3PA. We have spotted Imperial Walker. Imperial Walkers on the North Ridge.
Have you been keeping up on the congressional hearings on UFOs? You mean UAPs? Yes, it's so exciting. They've got the sworn testimony of retired military officers. You should tell that to William Shatner. So, Mr. Shatner, do you believe the sworn testimony of retired military officers under oath in front of a congressional hearing? Well, no, I don't think they're telling the truth because it doesn't make any sense for an intelligent life form to travel millions of miles to come here to ignore us. So you want to disavow the sworn testimony of retired military officers under oath in front of a congressional hearing because the prime directive doesn't make sense to you? How can it not make sense to you? You're famous for it. You are the prime directive. We're a pre-warp civilization, likely the most violent one in the galaxy. We're basically Klingons crossed with Borg, and you don't understand why an alien race wouldn't want to talk with us. We're the typhoid Marys of the cosmos. They're hoping we don't get warp capability. It makes perfect sense. You constantly went on about the prime directive. Well, that and sleeping with alien women. What I want to tell you about is how to put your DNA in a crystal, and I'll shoot it to the moon for you. That makes sense to you, but the prime directive doesn't? For $1 bazillion, I'm going to cook the living hell out of your DNA and stick it in a crystal and shoot it to the moon. It's like you're going to the moon. Only $1 kajillion. So this guy, Peter Grusch, claims that the government has recovered UFOs and alien bodies.
Okay, class, okay, settle down. Before we get started, David has something he'd like to read to us.
I saw that. He seems like a credible guy. Yeah, what? You said he's credible? Yes, he is credible. Of course he's credible. No, don't put the horse before the cart. I would like to see the UFO. So, Bill, how do you go about putting my DNA into a crystal? Well, it's a complicated scientific process. And then we send it to the moon. You keep one in your pocket. Do you know how crystals are made? I don't think you do, Bill. The whole point is we're sending one of them to the moon, one you keep in your pocket. By the time you've cooked my DNA to the insanely high temperatures and extreme pressures enough to produce a crystal, we're lucky if it's just a speck of carbon. There's no DNA left. There's no DNA left. There's no DNA in the crystals. Thank you, Mr. Grusch, for being here. With all due respect, sir, your testimony sounds a bit fanciful. You know, Occam's razor. Yeah, I know about Occam's razor. I have a degree in physics. I'm just saying, Occam's razor. Yes, Senator, do you have a point? It just doesn't make any sense. As the great William Shatner said, why would an intelligent life form travel millions of miles to get here and then hide from us? Sir, they would be following the prime directive. That's the prime directive. Quoting William Shatner, it makes no sense. It is exactly what the prime directive dictate. No contact with a pre-warp civilization.
I don't think we have the right or the wisdom to interfere. However, a planet is evolving.
Occam's razor. Occam's razor! All right, I admit this all is very fascinating, but you have to admit, why don't they just pony up the UFO? He knows where the UFOs are, but they won't let him into a skiff. Why do they need to get into a boat? No, a skiff is a secure location where they can discuss top secret information. They were denied access to a skiff? That's right, and they wanted them to hold their press conference in a broom closet. It sounds to me like there's some shenanigans going on to hide nothing. They claim there's nothing. Well, what do they got to hide? Yeah, this is like the first conversation you I had it. We're talking exactly the same. Because it does make no sense. The Prime Directive makes sense. Not having access to a skiff does not. Yeah, if you could just tell us where the UFOs are, we could go there and get one and be done with this. It's kind of curious the public news feed isn't covering this. I know, right? It's almost like it's a conspiracy.
The Star Trek Enterprise gift set, complete with action figures, by Miko.
Tonight's edition of This Week in Bigfoot is sponsored by Broken Branch Designs. From outerwear and clothing to home and garden decor, Broken Branch Designs has everything to do with Sasquatch. For more information, visit brokenbranchdesignsllc.com. A recent video said to contain a pair of Bigfoot is making the rounds on social media as of late. The clip, allegedly filmed August 3rd in Yellowstone National Park, shows two figures crossing an open grassy area at a distance, with a caption that read, "My friend filmed these two today in Yellowstone. He thought they were bear at first. Then, when he rewatched it, he realized they were on 2 feet. He then showed it to park rangers who said, 'You got a Bigfoot on film.'" Now, you can see the two figures there. It looks like the first figure on the left is a dark figure on all fours, and the second figure behind it is either on all fours or on 2 legs chasing the first one, or following the first one about 50 yards behind. That's what I see. And I'm also not too sure about the last time it snowed in Yellowstone in August. So I'm not sure about that, because it does look like it's snowing. Now, the video is framed decently enough. The resolution when zoomed in offers nothing more than what we see in the original. So, here it is again. I slowed it down, zoomed in as much as I could, cleaned it up a little bit, and I'll leave it to you guys to see what you see. So, as usual, take another look. Let us know what you think in the comment section.
Hey, this is Chuck Larson. You're watching the CARC channel on YouTube.
I've seen this one pop up a few times while scouring the internet for segment ideas. Maybe you have as well?
Yeah. Where'd it go?
It's behind those bushes, man. Look.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my
God.
What is that thing, man? I didn't know it was that f***ing big. It's not coming up here, is it?
No, I don't even think it recognizes, man. Calm down. Be quiet.
Is that a bear? What? Dude, we gotta get out of here.
Hold on.
This was posted on the Bigfoot Input YouTube channel last month. Despite noting how it was fast-forwarded and ended abruptly, J. Max still thought very highly of the footage, but mentions this was the only variation he could find and didn't know anything about its backstory, which he reiterated when I reached out with more questions about the film. Jay said the video came from TikTok and sent me this longer unedited version he found on an account called Haunted.Central, presumably after posting his initial analysis.
2 hikers in Kentucky post what seems to be the most convincing footage the internet has seen of the so-called Bigfoot. Take a look.
I hear the bushes moving. What the hell is that thing, man? Are you getting it on the camera?
Yeah.
Almost. Good.
Where'd it go?
It's behind those bushes, man. Look.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my
God.
What is that thing, man? I didn't know it was that f***ing big. It's not coming up here, is it?
No, I don't even think it recognizes, man. Calm down. Be quiet.
Is that a bear? What? Dude, we gotta get out of here.
Hold on, man. I don't think it doesn't even know we're here.
is that thing, man? Oh my god. Dude, I'm about to get...
In this version, the narrator describes it as the most convincing footage the internet has seen of the so-called Bigfoot. It's a very bold claim. Anyway, it did provide a big piece to its backstory, in that it was allegedly taken by 2 hikers in Kentucky. Its description also said the footage came from a YouTube channel called Bailey Canterbury, so I went there, and saw in the video's description it was reportedly taken on the evening of September 16th, 2008, at a location called Indian Fort Theater in Berea, Kentucky. Now, before finding the original video, some TikTok and YouTube comments did mention it was in fact filmed in Kentucky around that time. But many of these same people also said it was a prank. One particularly interesting comment I found on TikTok was from someone named Brack Morgan, who claimed he and his brother took the footage. A quick social media check listed Berea as Mr. Morgan's hometown. However, he doesn't seem to be the same person running the Bailey Canterbury channel. While Mr. Morgan's claim could very well be false, it's possible he knows whoever Bailey Canterbury is and provided him with the footage. This was the channel's first video, which currently has over 335,000 views, and it was uploaded the same day it had allegedly been filmed, which some of you might find suspicious. What really gets me though is this part here, where the subject briefly turns towards the camera. I don't know about you, but at first glance, that distinguishably gray face is eerily reminiscent of a few costumes I've seen in other hoaxes and on Amazon. But that's just one opinion. I found over a dozen reports in and around Berea, with 4 happening right outside the town. While there was definitely a lot of unpacking with this one, we're still left with quite a few unanswered questions, but until they're addressed, I'll let you decide if this footage is fact or hoaxed.
It's time once again to bring you up to speed on a couple of the recent Bigfoot podcasts and live streams. In a continuation of our tribute to Scott Carpenter, here's a little bit more of that Can-Am Missing Project David Pilatus video. Here, Dave continues to fight back tears as he says goodbye to his friend Scott. Check it out.
And just being around Scott, I knew he was super comfortable in him. And it wasn't too long after we spent a week together, started working on projects together, I said, Scott, come along, join our team. I want you part of us. And Scott did. Joined North America Bigfoot Search, and he started to attend conferences and give speeches on his work. His research was predominantly to the Great Smoky Mountains area, Great Smoky Mountain National Park. He got interested in Bigfoot when he was really young, and he saw Bigfoot peering around a tree at him. He knew it wasn't a bear, but he wasn't quite sure what it was. That's what really started him to look into it. When we started to really develop synergy in our work.
Next up, in a virgin to the show, DAX Machina. In the channel's latest live stream, DA and company sit down with UK-based researcher Leanne Howarth as he makes the argument for Bigfoot's existence in the United Kingdom. Check it out.
Are these creatures doing the same thing? And then it's like, well, they're supposed to be from another dimension. What do they need food for? And the astral whatever it is. But so you can go around and round the argument all the time, can't you? And it's I don't know, it's like which side of the fence you're on. Is it flesh and blood? Is it some kind of spiritual type thing? And if it is, it doesn't need food, does it? But looking at the evidence, it does need food. So it's like the U-bend on a toilet. You'll never get your head around it, will you?
There's always layers to the mystery. I'm personally in the flesh and blood court. I think most of us here are. I won't rule out the possibility of anything beyond that. I'll never say it's impossible, but most everything can be explained by a physical being.
Rounding us all off this week and also new to the show, it's the Cryptids of the Corn podcast, Mothman, UFOs, and Bigfoot. In the latest upload from this little-known channel, the hosts are joined by Linda Sigmund, who's had a life full of amazing paranormal experiences. But to be honest, it's the story of a man named Greg who saw Bigfoot one night driving home late that we're going to check out. Let's listen in.
MF, or, you've scared my kids, you've tortured us for 2 years now, we're done with this. I'm going to start shooting in the woods unless you come out. Lucy's still standing there, same spot barking. Dad's like right next to her. Doesn't see anything. He counts to 3, nobody comes out. So he aims in the top of the canopy of the trees, just like straight up into the trees. He shoots 10 foot back in the woods right in front of him. It sounds like a buffalo is ripping through. It is just going ape. It's just tearing through the woods, knocking trees as it's running through. Dad kind of falls, and then he runs back to the house, and all he would say that night is, "It's not a man, it's not a man, it's not a man."
Oh, God.
So... And we never talked about it for like 3 years. It really took us 3 years. We all shut up. Like, it was not that any of us were, not that Dad was like, don't talk about it. It was all, right. It was all of us together subconsciously. We're like, we don't want to talk about it.
As summer slowly moves towards fall, Bigfoot conferences continue to make headlines from coast to coast. That being said, there's still only one guy we all turn to keep us up to speed on the who's, the what's, and the wheres, and that's Chuck Larson with a very special festival in this week's Spotlight. Central Pennsylvania Bigfoot and Cryptid Festival, August 12th, Eliasburg, Pennsylvania. Conference Spotlight.
This week's Conference Spotlight, we're heading back to Pennsylvania, to the Central Pennsylvania Bigfoot and Cryptid Festival. And joining me tonight is Gwen, host of that festival. Gwen, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Chuck. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So what time we got to get there tomorrow morning?
9 a.m. the festival starts. It goes until 5.
Fantastic. Now it's in Elisburg, Pennsylvania. Where's the location?
It's all home days. It's on Memorial Park Avenue in Elisburg.
Now, I'm going to have to Google that because you drove me there the last time to visit. I don't think I'm going to find my way there, but just give me some highlights of the place. It was a beautiful venue.
Yeah, there's going to be tons of parking, so there shouldn't be any issues there. We have a bandstand for the live band that we're going to have. We have plenty of shaded area for people to get out of the sun, and our speaker building holds 200 people, so there should be plenty there for everybody.
That's fantastic. Now you're going to have a radio station there and some food trucks, right?
The Bigfoot Country Radio will be here from 11 to 1 doing a live broadcast. They will have giveaways and prizes to give out. And we have 4 food trucks ranging from hamburgers and hot dogs to barbecue and macaroni and cheese. And we also have an ice cream truck, so that's going to be great.
I'm there. And Gwen, I wanted to thank you personally for inviting Brendan and I to MC the event. That's right, folks. If you ever want to meet the man behind the microphone, Mr. Brendan Brown, now's your chance to get out and meet him in person. So it should be fun. The last thing I want to talk to you about, Gwen, is that you have a raffle, and you're raffling off one of your Got Knocker knockers.
Yep, we are raffling off our Got Knockers knocker. You can see it there. Every festival or conference that I have gone to this spring and summer, I have had all of the celebrities sign the back. There are names on here from Ron Moorhead and Kenny Irish to the Mountain Monsters, and Jack Osborne's even on here. So, and everybody in between. So all of the speakers from tomorrow will also be on this bat with you and Brendan, and of course myself. So it's going to be, it's a nice piece. Really is a nice piece.
That's awesome. Now, and the proceeds to that are going towards?
The proceeds from the bat raffle are going to in a fund to start a Bigfoot museum / nature center. I want a place where children and adults can come and learn about all things in nature, not just Bigfoot, but they can also learn about Bigfoot and other cryptids while they're there.
In the Central Pennsylvania area?
Yep.
That's amazing. That's fantastic.
Thank
you.
Well,
I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm excited. I'll see you in the morning. Thank you for coming on tonight, Gwen. And that's this week's Conference Spotlight. Brendan, take us out.
All right, folks, once again, we are all out of time for this week's episode. Each week I say it, each week I mean it. It really does fly by. But before we go, I'd like to thank you for watching and remind you to like and share everything we do here at the Catskill Appalachian Research Collective. Tell your friends. And if you have any questions or comments, or maybe a story for the show, you can always drop us a line at thisweekinbigfootnewscast@gmail.com. So until next week, for Mike Lucci and Chuck Larson, I'm Brendan Brown, reminding you that when it comes to getting your Bigfoot news, be informed, not biased. Take care.